Greetings, I am Rob Chappers and welcome to the top 4 things about my guitar playing that I would like to develop, including not dropping my pick mid-conversation. And this really is a bit of a diary entry for me. What I'm ideally hoping to do is look back a year from now and think, yes, I managed to achieve all of those shred objectives. But it's highly unlikely. I mean, come on, who really manages to achieve everything they're setting out for? And it's a challenge to all of you. What I'd like you to do, if you want to do this, is in the comment section below, or feel free to shoot a video and just say, here are the things that I'm working on. Maybe it's picking, maybe it's legato, maybe it's modal theory, maybe it's, circular fifths, whatever it is. Post what you're working on yourself, and let's see if our loving and friendly guitar community can help you, because you might find there's a guy down there that will come back with a comment on something that will really help you or point you in the direction of a video. I mean, there are so many amazing pieces of guitar tuition on YouTube nowadays that you'd be hard pressed not to find something that would help on YouTube. Let's see if we can be a big, friendly, helpful community and help each other out, give each other the hand of brotherhood. So, without further ado, here are the top 4 things I'm working on with my guitar playing. The first thing is I really want to work on my picking. I can pick fast and I can pick accurately, but there are inconsistencies in my picking that even I will be open about. I have a really odd tendency to slant backwards, which is counterintuitive. Most players, I think, slant downwards. And I use the back edge of the pick more than the front edge of the pick. So for example, because I tend to economy pick, I'm pretty good at economy picking up the guitar, but I'm really bad at economy picking down the guitar. And as a result, I economy up and I alternate down. It's just obviously some kind of technique crutch I've developed over the years. It does give my playing a kind of a unique thing, but it's wrong. I mean, I should be able to do alternate both ways or economy both ways, and instead that was all economy, but then to go down it's really hard. So what I tend to do is this, which was a mixture of picking and then hammering on the way down, and it was a bit messy. So yeah, picking needs a bit of work, and I think what I really need to do is slow it down, look at the reasons for why I'm finding it hard to economy pick down, because I can do it. It just takes me time to be as accurate as I would really like to be. Yeah, I'm so much more comfortable picking up than I am picking down. And it's just something that I need to develop in my own time, work out some exercises for, and just accept that I have a developmental requirement there. That's the first thing. Admit you got a problem. I have a problem economy picking down, and it bugs me. Funnily enough, I don't have a problem sweeping down, just economy picking. So I don't know why. It's annoying. Coffee time. By the way, if you want to laugh, this is me alternate picking up. Okay, so thing 2 is major blues. Now, I never really was a fan of major blues growing up, so it wasn't really something that I was interested in learning. I mean, I had to study it when I went to the Guitar Institute, which is now known as the ICMP in London, for my original course years ago as a teenage guy. But I just wasn't interested. I had no interest in studying major blues generally. Happy music I don't and didn't like. I prefer minor blues and sad stuff, and sort of it wasn't really until recently, now that I'm sort of surrounded by players that are really good at major blues, people like Peter Honore, who is amazing at playing major blues. People like Rabir Massad, who's really developing like a major blues style, and Andertons is a great blues player, and I never really had an interest, so I didn't entertain the concept of really studying it. But now I see its merits, and also I've began to really find a love of that vibe. And it came from looking at some of Jimi Hendrix's music, where he was more in the major vibe, and really working out what Jimmy was doing from a theory point of view, where every single chord was kind of where he was at with his scales and modes. It's a long story, but basically I kind of worked out what Jimmy did and how he did it, and then went, okay, so that's basically major blues. And then basically Stevie Ray did the same thing, and a bunch of other guitar players copied each other, and it's a thing now. And I very much respect it, and I'd like to learn it. And probably what it means is I've got to get Peter drunk and spend a few hours with him and steal some licks. Targeted playing. Had a really good chat with Phil Dyer, the amazing guitar player and Chapman Guitars artist. And he was sort of saying to me, Chappers, have you ever thought about targeted playing? And it is something I've worked on before. If you don't know what targeted playing is, it would mean, for example, if you went from this chord to this chord to maybe this chord and this chord, they're all in a key. So you could just play the key over the whole thing. So you could be going, or you could play with the chords. So for example, the first chord is representing Mixolydian. Well, then I'm going, and then I went to, and then I went Lydian. So I never used to do that. I never used to go, here's a chord, play an appropriate mode over it, target the intervallics in the chord with matching notes, because it gives you a bit of a jazz sound sometimes. And I'm not really a fusion player, I'm a rock metal player, and I dabble in blues. And so I think for me it was something that I avoided because I didn't want to sound too fusiony and too jazzy. But then I realised, of course, all of my favourite guitar players do it, and they kind of back it off. They reduce the opacity on it and delve in and out of it. People like Marty Friedman, people like Joe Satriani, people like Peter Green will bring that into play and then back it off. So it isn't too fusiony, but it's just enough to make it sound, really, really good. And so I started to do it a bit more. I started to kind of think, where am I? When I'm playing a chord, where am I? What does it represent? Which part of the key am I in? Am I at 7 or am I at 1? It's important to know where you are. And previously I was just I knew all of that, but I wasn't applying it in a practical sense. So now I'm spending a lot more time sort of in composition, saying to myself, where am I? What's available to me? And what haven't I normally done? And what do I normally do? Because ordinarily, if I play a chord like this, I would be thinking bluesy stuff. But now I'm thinking, well, if this represents my 2 chord, because this is talking about the key of A, then this is Dorian. And so I'm thinking more modally in that respect. And it's good fun. That's the other thing I'm working on. Fun. And the last thing I'm working on is composing chords, writing chords. I've spent so long just focusing on playing lead because I wasn't really interested in playing. Basically, all I ever wanted to do was write a riff. I got pretty good at writing riffs. And then all I wanted to do was shred. And I got pretty good at shredding. But I was never interested in chords and chord composition. Just strung her. By the way, this is the the brand spanking new Chapman ML1 Traditional. Just put 9s on her just for... Isn't it funny how guitars are always female? Maybe yours aren't, let me know. I put 9s on this guitar and I kind of feel like it was a mistake. I'm so used to 10 to 52 that I'm finding it difficult to play with soft strings, but I thought maybe it's just a nice change to do that. So, chord composition. I'm writing a solo album and we're also working on new Dorje material for an album at the end of the year. And I thought, rather than just focus on riff, it might be an idea to write some cool chords and come up with some chord progressions that sound a bit unique. And so I wrote a piece that I'm calling Liquid Horizon, which is for my solo album. And it's me working with chords that I've come up with. Now, no one invents a chord. It's all just an inversion of something, or someone else has worked it out before. But I wrote this. By the way, I'm using a dumble at the moment. And I really love the way that it sounds. It sounds different. It sounds interesting. It's making me excited about playing the guitar because I'm playing different sounds for the first time in such a long time. So there you go. There are my areas of guitar playing development. I am interested in yours, so please leave them in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Chappers out. Oh, I've got the camera.